Nobody believed them at first. Who would? A creature with glowing red eyes, massive wings, and a chilling screech that echoed through the night. It sounded like something out of a nightmare. But in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the nightmare was real. Point Pleasant was the kind of town where everyone knew everyone, where doors were left unlocked, and gossip traveled faster than the Ohio River current. But in November 1966, something changed. It started with a whisper, a few strange sightings. By the time the Silver Bridge collapsed the following year, the whispers had turned into screams. To this day, people still wonder, what was the Mothman, and why did it come to Point Pleasant? It all began on a chilly November evening. Roger Scarberry and Steve Millette, along with their girlfriends, were driving near an abandoned TNT factory on the outskirts of town. The factory, a relic from World War II, was surrounded by dense woods and decaying concrete bunkers. Locals said the area was haunted, but teenagers often went there for the thrill. As the car rounded a bend, the group noticed something, a pair of glowing red eyes reflecting in their headlights. At first, they thought it was an animal, but as the figure stepped into view, their blood ran cold. Standing nearly 7 feet tall, it had a humanoid shape, massive wings folded against its back, and those eyes, impossibly bright, burning into their souls. Steve slammed the gas pedal, desperate to escape, but the creature launched into the air, following them. No matter how fast they drove, it stayed right behind them, its wings creating an eerie, rhythmic thrum. When they finally reached the town limits, the creature veered off, disappearing into the night. Shaken, they reported the encounter to the local police. Their story was met with skepticism. A giant flying creature? It sounded ridiculous. But over the next few days, more sightings poured in. Farmers, factory workers, even a sheriff's deputy claimed they had seen the same thing. A winged figure with glowing red eyes lurking near the TNT area. Point Pleasant quickly became a hotbed of fear and speculation. Reporters descended on the town, and the story spread like wildfire. Some believed it was an undiscovered species, a giant bird mutated by chemicals from the TNT factory. Others were convinced it was something supernatural, a harbinger of doom. Mary Heyer, a local journalist, documented the frenzy. She received dozens of calls about strange lights in the sky and eerie sounds coming from the woods. One man claimed his dog went missing after a close encounter with the creature. Another said his television flickered every time the Mothman was near. As the sightings continued, a pattern emerged. People described feelings of dread before the creature appeared, as if it could sense their fear. Those who saw it often experienced nightmares afterward, visions of disaster, fire, and death. Then came the UFO sightings. Throughout the winter of 1966, residents reported strange, glowing objects hovering over the town. Some said they saw men in dark suits, what we now call men in black, questioning witnesses about their experiences. The air in Point Pleasant buzzed with unease, as if the town itself was holding its breath. By the spring of 1967, the sightings had slowed, but the fear lingered. People avoided the TNT area, and whispers of the Mothman became local folklore. But the worst was yet to come. On December 15, 1967, the Silver Bridge, a suspension bridge connecting Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed during rush hour. 31 vehicles plunged into the icy waters of the Ohio River, and 46 people lost their lives. The tragedy shook the town to its core. In the days leading up to the collapse, several residents claimed to have seen the Mothman near the bridge. Some reported hearing its eerie screech, while others saw its glowing eyes watching from the shadows. To them, the connection was clear. The Mothman was a warning, a spectral messenger foretelling the disaster. Investigators determined the collapse was caused by a failure in a single eyebar, a mundane explanation for a horrifying event. But for the people of Point Pleasant, the timing was too coincidental. The Mothman sightings stopped entirely after the bridge fell, leaving the town to grapple with its loss and the unanswered questions. Decades later, the Mothman remains an enigma. Was it a cryptid, a creature of flesh and blood, a supernatural being sent to warn of impending doom? Or was it something else entirely? A figment of mass hysteria, fueled by fear and tragedy? Today, Point Pleasant embraces its eerie history. The annual Mothman Festival draws visitors from around the world, and the town boasts a museum dedicated to the legend. But for those who lived through the terror of 1966 and 1967, the Mothman is more than a story. It's a reminder that some mysteries are never meant to be solved. If you're ready for more chilling tales, make sure to watch the next video.